check. I don't know, we'll see. Hey friends, follow-up on the little video I made on the grams about fit and finishes of the parts I make and how I like to destroy them. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. So we've got a grenade in, this is aluminum. What I do is first and second op, that's the second op, cuts off the back end, and then I blast them. They were looking pretty like this one. It's kind of wet because they've just been rinsed, right? I got to rinse the coolant off from the machine. You'll notice we're running coolant because that one's cutting, it's cutting brass right now, but I like to get the chips evacuated away from the cutting process. This is what I'm making right now over on that machine. And it's got some, it sat here over the weekend and it looks like it's got some patina already growing on it. Yay! But yeah, so this machine that's making V3 parts right now in titanium. Grab you one. This is one out of the bucket down here. And you'll notice just fantastic. I've got, first off, it's always got a little nub on the end of it the way I make them. This doesn't have a sub spindle. Love to have a machine that would have a sub spindle that would finish it for me and just a one and done kind of part, but hey, this is where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I second on this sucker. But it's just odd. It's very odd to me, the paradoxical situation, how I take a part I'm making and I've got just a wonderful finish, right? I'm saying, I know this is aluminum, but this is what the titanium parts look like. Let's go grab a titanium part. If you don't believe me, because this kind of finish, if you will, mill finish, whatever you want to call it, this is not easily achieved, okay? So the light's a little bit okay. I'm over here by the make table. I don't like the bright light. Aside from my fingerprints and whatnots, just look at this thing. This thing, all I did was a deburr polish. It's like a corn cob media something or another, and I roll these for a couple hours. It just takes off that little tiny burr off the end of it. All right, here, hang on. We'll come down here. I got me a little pointer. There ends up being a little burr right here and here from the way I chamfer them in the machine. And all that tumbling does is remove that. And of course it does increase the polished, bright finish of it. But that's what I'm making, right? And now take that, and then what I do is blast it and or tumble it. You end up with this kind of finish. Now don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like blasted finishes, okay? This finish and, well, here's a keeper. In that finish and this finish in a copper, blasted and then tumbled, stone washed, rock tumble, whatever you want to call it, whatever your flavor is for the day. I love it, okay? And if you want to throw in an extra finishing process, check out the grenades that are titanium anodized and then tumbled. So I make these, make a pretty finish on them, and I rip the finish off. And then I put another pretty finish on them. And then I rip that finish off. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? This is what I have to do. My brain does not like doing this. Here's another one, a keeper, right? It's black, Cerakoted, and then I tumble that. So this is like 4 levels of finishing, mind you, okay? So I've got my normal finish that just comes off the machine. Now I've got that dialed in, right? It's repeat button, okay? That did take a while, but mind you, now that's of course assuming that all the tools are sharp, up to date, and blah, blah, blah. Then I take that, blast it, tumble it, okay? And we gotta deburr that stuff, okay? And then you end up with, where'd it go? One of these, okay? Then anodize it, and then tumble it again. And then you end up with this. So actually this is where these are at. I have not anodized and finished these. So these are blasted, tumbled. They just need to be anodized and then ran again to get these sort of anodized. I've run these in a real big stone, and I only run those for like 15 minutes. Tumbled just to give them that like cool, worn, battle worn, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, right? But this has been done and then Cerakoted, and then with where the Cerakote's missing, I again anodize it over here in the anodize station, right? There's a couple power supplies. I anodize it again and then tumble it again. Make it look really worn. And I don't have any, I got a yellow one here. Here's one that's yellow. And that's kind of what you end up looking like. That's a titanium anodized Cerakote, whatever finish. We call it, here at Urban Carvers, the royal we call that the, I don't even remember. It's an ancient finish, ancient artifact finish. That's what we call it. We're doing a tool change. It's already done. Why are we not at rapid full speed? There we go, now we're full speed rapids. So all that to say, it's just, is there any other machinists out there that do this kind of thing where you have to make a part or make something and you're like, look at this, what I made, this is really cool, really awesome, and then just destroy it so then you can make it again, but in a different way that's as good, if not better, but different. Is that even, that's what's going on inside my head. Every time I take one of these beautiful parts, because I'm gonna take this entire bucket, I'm gonna take all these parts, I'm gonna walk over there in the blast cabinet, and I'm gonna blast them all. And then I'm going to Cerakote them in a black or green or something. I don't know. I'm going to do something weird with these. I want them to look like some old grenades, actual like old hand grenades, you know what I'm saying? But then I do that, I'm destroying my finish. It hurts a little bit, but then I make something cool out of it, and then now it's better. It's this like uphill battle of me destroying the things that I make. Is that weird? I don't know. Let me know. What do you think? All right, later. I got machines to tend to. This one is, whoop, there it is. It's waiting on me. I have to run these maybe like one or two at a time, and I'll show you why. Ooh, I take it back. There is no why. Sometimes I get chip wrap around that one or the part, or my little boring bar. I'll end up with, you know, this business or that business, whatever. I just pick it off, throw it in there. Not a big deal. You just have to do that every couple parts. That way, this is titanium. You don't want chips up in there. No, not good. All right, it's going. It's green. Let's go.